All right, what's going on, everybody? I got my buddy Jimmy Woynilko here. How's it going, Jimmy?
What's happening, man?
It's been way too long since we last chatted.
Yeah, it's been a while. What have you been up to?
Playing gigs. Did 150 in 2025, which is crazy.
Damn.
And yeah, we're just day by day. How about you?
That's great, man. More than I did.
Well, the first time I met you, I think it was at Route 47, just like everyone else, for the Mad Mike's Open Jam. Yeah, let me know, because you were the first guitar player when that was going on. So how did that kind of get brought up, and how did that get started?
Well, me and Mad Mike, actually met at I'm pretty sure it was Serums, the jam they had at
Okay.
Serums. And then we
In
would see
Anoka,
each
yeah.
other at Route 2 when TC Hit Squad had the jam. So then Mike asked me to start a band with him, which I did. And then we started to play shows, and then that was right when 2020 came around, and then they shut everything down after we played like 2 shows, so we didn't play for a while.
Sure.
And then when everything started opening up again, um, they wanted to have a jam back at Route 47, and for whatever reason, the TC Hit Squad didn't wanna do it anymore, and Mike knew the owner there, so he said, "Well, could I do it?" And it just started from there, and then he put together a band for the jam of some great people. Most of them are still there, and it started from there.
Yeah, I mean, I think with that being said, I think you have the biggest, well, in my opinion, I think you have the biggest influence for as far as local guitarists goes within the area. At least within the last 5 to 7 years, I think you inspired a lot of younger guys, including myself and all the other guys at the jam. So it's cool to kind of see you do that and like answer it because you're super nice. First of all, Jimmy here is like one of the nicest dudes around. His whole family's nice, and yeah, dude, it's great to see you just kicking ass now, playing other shows, and because yeah, you're not doing the jam anymore, right?
No, I haven't
It's
done
been a
it.
couple of years.
Yeah, it's probably been 2.5 years. Obviously, I have a day job too, and it just got to be too
Sure.
much dragging ass in the Friday, every Friday for 3 years. I
Yeah,
started
you guys were
4:30.
doing that for a long. Is that how long? Is that how long you did that? 3 years?
I took little breaks
Damn.
here and there, but yeah, I
Yeah.
was a member of it for 3 years. It was great to meet all these people. I'm kinda introverted by nature, and it
Sure.
was great to be out there and mingle with everyone and met a lot of great people, a lot of great musicians, which led to me being in some of those other bands like Kissing Time and Made in Minneapolis. We started Darkest Hour too, all those bands. I mean, everything could probably be traced back to that. And then
Yeah.
obviously
No, I
it's great to see the young players like yourself and, some of the other guys come up and, to say that I inspired you. That's just awesome too. So,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, as far as like, so yeah, because you're what tribute bands are you doing now? So you're doing the Metallica tribute. That's Metallica, right? Is that the only one currently?
yep, yep. So that's the only one I do now. And it's, being in all those bands before, that was something I never did before. I was always just in one band. And I don't know, looking back on it, I enjoyed my time with all those bands. I think it was a mistake. I think you should just find one band that you really wanna play their music and just play that. I can see having an original band and a cover band, but having 3 different cover bands, it was a little silly. It was just like, I'm just focused on what I'm doing now, and I could put so
Right.
much more effort and time into making sure everything, is great just by being focused on that one thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do it well. I think you're as far as tribute bands go and guitar players. I think you're one of my top guys who play that shit exactly and like just precise and so you do it well, man. I think the first time I
Thanks.
saw you with a tribute band, I think it was with Made in Minneapolis at the La Music Room in
Oh, yeah.
was that St. Michael? I think that was
Yep,
with that Ghost tribute band, right?
yep.
Man, that was like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe.
At least that long, maybe even 3 or 4.
Yeah, maybe 4. Yeah, dude. I just remember you guys were super tight and just killing it. But you like you do everything correct, and like it's funny like as far as and I've talked about this before on the show with cover bands and tribute bands. Like for me, doing cover songs. I mean, I don't learn the solos exactly, but it's funny watching guys like you who do play the solos correctly. I'm like, God damn, I got homework. I
You know,
don't have the
something
patience to sit
interesting
down
about
and
that when I didn't start playing them real precise until maybe the last 7, 8 years. I used to just kind of half-ass learn them. And
sure.
as I got older, though, it's just like, well, if I'm in a tribute band, I guess I should learn it as close as possible. And it takes a lot of work
Yeah,
because a lot of that shit, when you're
yeah,
studying a guitar player, they have nuances, and to get those under your fingers and then in your bones and to be able to perform it, it takes a lot of repetition. There's, I mean, obviously some of them will come easier than other ones, but
sure.
there's a lot of work involved with that. And you know, b- I don't know, being in a tribute band, you got a lot of nitpickers, and it doesn't help that everyone's recording everything nowadays. You know what I mean? Back when I was your age,
Yeah.
there wasn't no phones or anything, so if you fucked up or you didn't play something exact, it was no big deal. Well, and most people don't know,
Yeah,
just guitar players
right.
basically know.
Well, I know, and then they record you, then they blast your ass on Facebook or YouTube and tag everybody, and then yeah,
Yeah, that's
as a
what I mean.
tribute
It's a
band.
whole different thing now, which is tough for some of these younger players because people can be so brutal online. But yeah, they record you and then they put it online and then it's there forever. So, there's a lot more pressure where you want to play good,
Have you ever
which is
had any
both
of
a
those
good and a bad
instances?
thing. What's that?
Have you ever had any like those instances happen yet? Like anyone record you or like give you shit about not playing it right?
Just making videos. I remember I posted a video on a Randy Rhoads like tribute site, and there was one guy that started giving me shit, but then all the people like defended me. And then I think one person on a Marty Friedman site too. But otherwise, no, it's been mostly positive. But there's always going to
Sure.
be people
Yeah.
like that.
Right. Oh, I know. I remember I posted a video. I went and seen Udo, singer for Accept, and they were playing at. I think the first time I saw him was at Amsterdam, and I saw him at the Caboose. But I think it was after the Amsterdam show. I learned Metal Heart,
Oh, fuck
and
yeah.
I I posted it on Facebook, and I tagged all like the guitar players and stuff. And like the dude literally messaged me. He's like, "You played it wrong. Try again." I'm like, "You what?" Like, dude, I was like 15, broke my heart. I'm like, "God damn it,
Oh my
dude."
God. Was that
Freaking
one of the
Germans,
guitar
man.
players from Accept?
No, I wasn't like Wolf Hoffman or anything. It was a just for Udo's like solo band.
Okay.
So it was like his hired guns pretty much. But yeah, this guy just grabbed my heart and ripped it right in half. I was like, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah, no shit,
Dude,
man. I mean,
it was not good, dude. You're a little
pe- pe-
kid, you're young
people
teen.
rip apart the real bands too online. Metallica
Mhm.
gets ripped apart all the time. So it's like, I read a interview with Marty Friedman where he said, don't read any of the comments, but that's hard, because if they're too positive, then it can go to your head. And if they're too negative, a lot of times those people are they're just being negative to be negative. But I don't know. It's just a different
Right.
world nowadays.
No, yeah, I feel that. But yeah, so you're currently doing the Metallica deals. How did that all get started exactly? Because I know you were doing the well, let's go back to different tribute bands. The first tribute band you were in, what was it? Made in Minneapolis or was it Kiss in Time?
I made in
Or was it
Minneapolis for
neither?
Made in Minneapolis. Yeah, they came first. And
And
Ellen,
then it was
what's that?
yeah, and then yeah, yep, go ahead, sorry.
Ellen Austin. I had met him not at the jam actually, just through Facebook. On Facebook, like there was a guitar. There's a guitar page called Guitar Nerds Only, which is kind of a local page. I don't know if you're on that one or
Sure.
not. And
No, but I should.
I posted a video on there, and he saw me on there. And then he came. I used to be in a band called Split Second years ago, which was
Sure.
just a cover band, but it was a heavy cover band. We played like Dio, Metallica, Ozzy, as heavy as we could get away with and get gigs. And he came and saw me. And then eventually, Made in Minneapolis was looking to add a guitar player, and he asked me. And Iron Maiden's one of those bands. I'll tell you in the order. that I got into music, it was Kiss first when I was like before I even started playing guitar or even wanted to play guitar, it was Kiss. Then I got into Iron Maiden, and then, after that, when Metallica, Megadeth, and all that thrash came around, that was really sucked me in too, so all the tribute bands that
Yeah,
I've been in have been has been music that's really been, inspiring, moving to me. But
sure.
yeah, made in Minneapolis, and then shortly after that, um, I had met Rick from, Kissing Time at the Jam, and, I love Kiss so much. I had actually said to him, I go, "Man, if you ever need an ace, give me a call." And they had an ace at the time and they were fine. But lo and behold, like 7, 8 months later, he called me. He says, "Still interested?" Yes,
No,
man.
that's yeah. Why is that?
Well, I never put the makeup on my face before. So it was like I was learning all the songs. The first show was in Iowa at a place called Woolies in December of like 2020.
That's a good sized place.
Yeah, that was the first show.
That's a
And
good size.
I'm like, we're just getting the costume pieces. Like pieces of the costume were made all over the world, and we finally got them all in like 2 weeks before the show. And I had the makeup, and I'm like, God, I better practice putting this shit on. And it was the night before the show, so I'm practicing, just hoping I get. And I got it. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but I got it, and so I knew I'd be okay the next night. But getting ready for that show took about an hour and a half. You always had to have about an hour
Oh
and a half
man.
before the show to put the makeup on. And then if you're sweating or your face was itching, you couldn't touch your face. It was
But yeah, you put a big yeah, but yeah, I suppose all your hard 20, 30 minutes of hard work in one little area, scratch it right off.
yeah. And then all
Mhm.
that costume, man, I just sweat my ass off. Probably sweat 7, 8 pounds while you're on stage.
Really?
Oh yeah, because you had all
Damn.
that heavy costume on and those big boots. And yeah, it was fun though. And then the smoking guitar, which caught on fire one time, and that was a trip
Did
too.
it caught on fire? Like on stage?
Yeah, at a VFW in Shakopee, I think it was a Halloween show, and I hit the switch when I was doing the solo, and it comes out the pickup, and it's all of a sudden the string snapped because it was on fire. The fire was shooting out. Then two
Sure.
other strings snapped, and I got it on video. I'll have to send it to you. Laugh.
There you are.
Yeah,
Sweaty mess. No, that's awesome, dude. How long were you in the and with those guys for? Year or two?
3 years. So I started, like I
3
told,
years. Wow.
December of 20 at Woolies, and my last gig there. We had a gig there every December. My last gig there was 23 in December, and that
Okay.
was the last gig with
And then you
Kissing.
went from so you did that and then you went to what, the Megadeth tribute?
Well, during the Kissing Time tribute, I also had the Iron Maiden tribute going, and a couple of the guys in the Maiden tribute. Well, actually, just one of them, the singer Dan, talked to me because I always kicked around the idea of a Megadeth tribute, and he says, "I know a drummer and a bass player, so I want to say, yeah, right away in 21, the winter, right in January, we started that band, started rehearsing, so that band would be booked with the Maiden tribute." So I'd be playing a set of Megadeth and then a set of Maiden at most of the Maiden Minneapolis shows. I quit those bands at the same time, at the end of
Sure.
23, because I had met Chris Westfall, who was in one, the tribute to Metallica, which ended um, in April of 23. I met him at Mad Mike's Jam, so this band can be traced back to the Jam. And
Sure.
we had a mutual friend, actually Gage Johnson's mom, Lisa, who said, "Well, you two guys should be in a band together." And I saw one a couple times, and I thought they were good. But they broke up for whatever reason. So then she gave me Chris's number, and I messaged him, and I asked him if he was still into it, if he'd like to do it, because I knew a great drummer and a great bass player, and he
Sure.
wanted to. So then we all met at the Jam in August, and we jammed, I think, Creeping Death and the Four Horsemen. Sounded great, and we decided to put it together. And then I gave notice to those three bands, the Megadeth, the Maiden, and the Kiss tribute, because at that point I was just burnt out doing that
Yeah.
jam 3 years, playing in those three bands. I had it made up in my mind that I just wanted to play in one band. and I can be happy playing Metallica because
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot. Like, I couldn't do it, honestly. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of people, a lot of, you know, and like, when you're in a band, I mean, it's 5 different schedules going on and you're trying to schedule things, and if you're doing
yeah,
that times,
and then having a
4,
full
which is
time
horrible.
job on top of it too. I mean, it just got to be too much. So
Well,
yeah,
I mean, the Metallica thing seems to be kicking ass right now. Because how did you guys do quite a few shows in 2025?
yeah, we had some pretty big ones too. We did Lakes Jam in Brainerd. That was probably the biggest one back in June. There were thousands at that show. That was really fun. That was the biggest stage I've ever been on.
Wait,
We did
which
the
one was that
Medina
one?
Ballroom, and then
Okay.
all the local stuff, the Doghouse, Bogarts, and then there was a V Rocker put on some music fest out by the Apple River back in I think it was June. We played that too. And then we just played the Doghouse too. Again, usually play there once or twice a year, but yeah, it seems to be going good. I'd like to be busier. There's a million Metallica tributes out there, so it takes a while to get your foot in the door. Yeah, I mean the goal is to play more regionally, and then maybe eventually nationally.
Sure. Yeah, because that Chris, he was kinda everywhere, wasn't he?
Yeah, they were
Is
worldwide. They
he
actually went to the Middle East. They went to Europe. Yeah, that band I think was together for I want to say a good 10, 12, maybe 15 years.
damn. Yeah, because I mean, I remember seeing some pictures of them, and I was like, "Holy shit." Like, they
Yeah, they
were
would do regular
playing some places,
tours.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And does he knows a couple of the guys then in Metallica?
Yeah, he's met them before. Um,
Okay.
he knows a lot of their
Huh.
crew too. Yeah.
So, how does that work with a tribute band to, like, that level and, like, where you're wanting to go? Do you have to get, like, their blessing to be able to kinda do it, or do you have to have, like, a contract or anything goofy like that, or is there
What do you
any
mean to play
stipulations
more
with that?
nationally?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're using the, like, Metallica name, like, is there any, like, legality things if you're, trying to do a good tribute to, like, a specific band? Is there anything goofy like that?
I don't think with them, they're really supportive of the Metallica tribute bands. They take a lot of them. They've taken some of them on tour with them. Um, what were they doing? They were playing some album on tour and they actually took some Metallica tribute with them and let them open up. And then one was actually kind of mirroring them, like they would arrive in the city before them, play the local clubs, and then Metallica would come in and play the arenas. So they were actually
Oh,
working with
really?
Metallica, which is pretty
Damn.
cool. But yeah, but they're really cool. They're very supportive of the tribute bands. There's been some bands like Rick and Kissintime told me that he's actually gotten letters from the organization of Kiss because we had the big Kiss sign behind us that he actually got a cease and desist at one time or something from a lawyer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it depends on the band, but I think generally
Right.
Metallica's super cool about that.
Yeah, I still gotta catch a show. Are you guys, playing any I mean, I'm sure you guys got gigs for 2026, but, you guys have quite a bit booked up right now? Different festivals and shows and
We're
s bigger
playing
stuff,
Midsummer
or
Music Fest in June. There's another Rock Timber thing in September, but right now we'll be playing in St. Cloud at the red carpet in January 24th. And then we're at Bogart's January 30th with Queen of the Reich. Um, they will be playing the whole Empire album, and we'll be playing the whole Black album.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'd be fun. I suppose you can kinda do that. That's a good marketing tool. You can kinda take albums and do, like, the full, Master of Puppets in its entirety, or have you guys done things like that?
Yeah, we've
Or is
done
it more
Master
kinda
of
bouncing
Puppets
around?
Master of Puppets probably 3 times. We played that whole album. We just did that at the Doghouse.
Okay. How was that show? I saw that
That
on
was
Facebook.
great. That was with the Lincoln Park tribute. What's the name? Hybrid Theory, and then the Corn
Yeah.
tribute. So yeah, and we did that exact same show December of last year, actually the same date. So it's becoming an annual thing. That it was packed. It was great.
Have you noticed, tribute bands have, like, a more more of a pull than like a regular cover band?
Some of them, some of them do. With this band, we've had pretty good audiences. It's been consistently a great crowd every time we played. With the Megadeth, that becomes more of a niche. Um,
Sure.
it's not nearly as popular as Metallica. And then, some of the Kissing Time shows, we didn't have the biggest crowd either, but this band always seems to have a big crowd. Chris is known too,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
singer. He's already done it, so that helps a whole hell of a lot too.
right. Who is your biggest influence as far as like guitar playing and bands? Is it Metallica or someone else? I know you're a big thrash guy too, right? The whole Bay Area
Yeah.
stuff. You
Yep.
dig all that?
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, I actually started out playing bass. I played bass for a few years first. So Gene
Okay.
Simmons, Kiss. And then like I said, I was way into Iron Maiden, some of the hairband stuff too, but always more like Iron Maiden, Dio, Ozzy, early Van Halen. By the time I started playing guitar, it was like around, I think it was 1986. So Van Halen had become more of a pop band. But I would go back and listen to their
Sure.
older stuff, like the first
Yeah.
Van Halen album. I'd listen to that all the time. I actually remember hearing that first Van Halen album. My dad had 8-track when I was 6 or 7 years old. Yeah, 1978, I think it came out. And he would play that. I remember hearing Eruption as a small kid. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, is that a violin or something? Because it was such a unique
Yeah.
song. But I was exposed to music through my dad when I was really young. So before I ever started playing, I would hear music all the time. But yeah, as far as lead guitar players, definitely Randy Rhoads and Eddie in the beginning. And then in the 80s, more of the mid 80s. Yeah, and when Inve came out, and then Mike Varney from Shrapnel Records brought him over from Sweden. So all those guys, I don't know if you ever explored that Shrapnel artist, all those guys that came from that label.
Yeah, not a whole lot.
Mike Varney had this label called Shrapnel Records, and his goal is finding
Mm.
these great guitar players and signing them. So I was way into that scene. Tony
Was that with
McAlpine,
like Jason Becker? Was that with Jason
yes,
Becker and all those guys too? And okay.
Jason Becker and Marty came from there with Cacophony. Tony McAlpine, Vinnie Moore, Michael Lee Firkins, Greg Howe. There was just a ton of them. I mean, when I started playing guitar, I look back on it and it was just flooded with all these fucking super technical virtuoso guitar players. I was like, holy shit. And it was
Yeah,
popular at the
yeah.
time too. I mean, even
Right.
in pop songs, they all had great guitar solos. So it was really a cool time to get into guitar because it was saturated everywhere. So
Sure.
yeah, I would say,
Yeah, it's
what's that?
no, I was just gonna say it sucks for me right now because like there's really not a whole lot of players like that, like, your guitar heroes and and even if, like the guitar players now, it's so math rock, like the really good guys, it's just like math rock and you hear, all those guys going up and down the neck and there's no like not a lot of feel into it anymore and
Not a lot
yeah,
of
man, I don't
melody.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're just kind of just flopping all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, that can
Oh
get
well.
too. It's just, there has to be some melody and interesting vibrato. And, um, believe it or not, when I first heard Cacophony, I was more impressed by Jason Becker than Marty Friedman. But as I got older and I really started listening closer, it's like, and then Jason even said in interviews, he goes, Marty's the one that showed me so much because Marty took him under his wing when he was like 16, 17 years old. And
I know they were young, dude. Like he was, cause what time did he? Cause he was supposed to be in David Lee Roth's band, right? Jason Becker
yes, he
on his
he
solo.
actually recorded that album with them, and that's when he started coming down off ALS, and he struggled to
Yeah,
finish recording that, and then he never got to do a tour. Yeah, I
yeah, it
remember that.
sucks.
Yeah,
I think he
19.
just came out with an album. I think he just came out with an album not too like a few years back, maybe
Yeah,
5,
yeah.
6 years back now.
He actually composes the music using his eyes, how he blinks his eyes. And he composes the notes with that. His dad helps him with that, so it's really cool. And then all the guitar players contribute to it too, like everyone you can think of.
Right. Yeah.
Another thing I'll say too, which all that same time period, I think it was 1986, 87. that movie Crossroads comes out and Steve Vai
Yeah.
starts getting popular. That was a huge influence too. Early Steve Vai, I mean, I had the Flexible Leftovers. And I remember when he replaced Inve and Alcatraz, and then he got the Dave Lee Roth gig. And I remember reading an interview with him, and it was called Guitar for the Practicing Musician. And he goes, you know, if you think I'm good, you should check out my teacher, who, in my opinion, is the best guitar player in the world. And you said Joe Satriani. And no one knew who Joe Satriani was. And then after that, Satriani took off. There was an album, you know, Surfing with the Alien, when that came out. That was huge too. You know, I listened to that
Yeah, what
all the time.
what year was that?
That would be like
Was that like
87, 88, 80,
85,
probably
88?
88,
Okay.
89. Yeah. I just played the crap out of that album.
87.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Servant with the Alien and sometimes, no, I think it was the other Summer Song or something like that.
Oh,
I think that's
Summer
up
Song.
on the
Yeah.
album after that one.
Yep.
But,
It
yeah, I
might be
remember
two
that
albums after
Crossroads
that.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 different ones. That Crossroads movie for me too, that was yeah, that was I used to watch that scene all the time, skip to the end,
Yep.
and, I mean, I remember wanting one of those Telecasters and, like yeah, man, I love that movie, it's so good.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
that's
need to get
on
that.
Chr it's about Chris Johnson or who's the guitar player? The blues guy,
Ryan Cooter.
Robert Johnson.
Oh, Robert Johnson. Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
gotta rewatch that.
Some people say that story's true. Some people say it's a myth, but it's pretty wild. But yeah. And then the music throughout the movie too. Ryan Cooter, that recorded all that blues playing. He's actually the one playing it. That what Ralph
Sure,
Macchio. But yeah, that was a great movie. So that came out right at the same time. Like I said, just saturated with all this great guitar playing, and it was like, it was so cool. And I had a great guitar teacher back home too. His name was Terry Peterson, and he could play all this stuff. And there weren't hardly, it wasn't like today. There was hardly anyone that had that heavy sound and could play like that. You had to have the right
sure,
equipment to get that tone and everything, and it wasn't as readily available as it is now. And he was the guy in town that could play all this crap. He could play Megadeth, he could play Van Halen, all this stuff, and then he would transcribe it and write it down on his own way on tablature, like on sheet music. I mean, it was great. So I
sure.
was fortunate to have a teacher like that too.
How okay, yeah, how old were you when you started playing? Were you a teenager?
13.
13? Okay. Yeah, because I never really had lessons or didn't never really had a guitar teacher or anything. I'm all kinda self-taught, but, I mean, I had YouTube growing up too, so,
Yeah,
I had the internet at my fingertips for the most part. But, yeah, I mean, I remember sitting in bed too trying to learn guitar tabs and, like, playing Thunderstruck or something. Because like, AC/DC was just like every other kid's first band, like, that's how I kinda got started playing and, learn all my chords and just simple songs and easy enough, for a beginner.
yeah,
But
yep. Yeah,
so
YouTube.
as far as,
I said YouTube's. That's definitely a great
yeah,
resource for nowadays. It's like I use it all the time. You know, you want to see how something's being played. And then you can watch a few different videos because there'll be, different guys play it different. And then you can kind of decipher how you want to play it, which is cool. So it used to be you
yeah,
just
I
had a cassette
suppose.
player where you had to keep rewinding it, or a record player, and keep putting it back and trying to hear what they were doing. You turn the balance to one side or the other because sometimes it would be mixed where you hear the guitar more on the left side. Yeah,
Really?
that was
Try
painstaking. Man, you would spend hours just trying to figure out, a certain thing.
well, now you can just throw the whole freaking song in AI and it splits it all up for you, which is insane. Yeah. No, that's, who is your as far as, like, all these tribute bands and different bands you cover and blah, 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 who is kind of the hardest guy that you've kinda come across as far as playing style? And my guess would be something with the Megadeth stuff, but I don't know. Yeah,
I
what's your take on that?
As far as lead guitar playing, Marty Friedman's
Mhm,
style is really hard to copy because it's so unique. I'll say that Van
sure.
Halen's really hard to copy too. I've never played in a Van Halen tribute, but there's a certain swing to his playing that a lot of guys miss, and it's so subtle, but it makes all the difference. But as far as rhythm guitar playing, dude, the Metallica, I didn't think it was gonna be like this, but it is way harder than the Megadeth. That James Hetfield is a fucking monster, man. I had to work, and I still work it every day, the right hand to be able to downpick like that. That guy is one hell of a rhythm guitar player. It's just crazy, and that's a
Yeah,
whole nother
it's
world, being a great rhythm player, especially with thrash music,
mhm.
because some of those guys like Scott Ian, Kerry King and Slayer, some of
Yeah,
the guys in Testament, that's a whole nother
right.
thing
Eric
being able to.
Peterson.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing being able to fucking down pick like that and play at those speeds for a whole fucking 90-minute set, you know?
Well, then you, like, think of him too, then he's singing on top of it, which is even more crazy, you know?
Oh my god.
Like, can you imagine just, like, singing and playing at the same time? But just
Shit
yeah,
like
I can't imagine.
Battery and Blackened, yeah, I mean, a lot of this shit they do isn't in 4/4, it'll jump into different time signatures. Not that they're aware that they're doing it, it's just the way they wrote it. So a lot of
Right.
it doesn't feel natural when you're playing it, so you gotta do a lot of repetition with it. I mean, but fuck, man, he's just one hell of a rhythm guitar player. After learning this stuff, it's like, wow.
Then what are you using for, your amp and tone and all that stuff to get that kinda Kirk Hammett deal? I mean, obviously, I'm sure you got the Kirk Hammett wah, but I suppose if you
Yeah,
have
I
that,
did
you're
pick
halfway
up one
there.
of those. I did pick up one of those I found, but any wow would really do because he didn't have a Kirk Hammett
Yeah,
wah in early days. But
right,
I used an amp modeler at Mad Mike's for most of the time. I brought an amp for a while at first. I had a Mesa Boogie Mark V, but then I started using an amp modeler just because it was easier to haul there. And I got
right.
it dialed in pretty good where I thought it was a decent sound. And then when we started this band, I wanted to have, I was only using a wedge. I wanted to have some sound behind me coming off the stage. So I bought one of those Seymour Duncan 700-watt power amps and
Yeah, I remember when you had that.
I ran it through the Boogie cabinet, but it's still just, it didn't have the punch that I knew that I thought it would have like a tube amp. So I
Sure.
just sold all that stuff. I went back to tube amp and I acquired a few more, and it's always a Mesa Boogie of one kind, a Mark V, or I picked up a dual rectifier Badlander last year, and I've been using that lately, and that thing sounds great. It works perfect for it
Is
too.
it yeah,
It's like a what's that?
those got some more bottom end to it, right? A little beefier, those
Yeah,
those
but this
Mesas?
is the latest one. It's called a Badlander dual rectifier. So they took away all the woof and all the fizziness on top, and it's just this mid-range sound that sits perfect in the mix. It's real tight. It's like almost like a Mark series amp, but just a little bit different. So I've been using that lately, and I have an Ingle Fireball too, but I haven't used that with this band. But it's usually one of the Mesa Boogies, and then I don't really need a distortion pedal with them. So, and then I just run a TC Electronics plethora for any effects I need, reverb, delay, doubler, whatever. And that's about it, and a wah pedal.
Yeah, it's funny, I don't even own a freaking tube amp anymore. I mean, I run a Kemper right now, but I got this new one. It fits just in this little gun case I got, and, dude, like, you gotta see how small this thing is, man, it's insane. Size of a freaking
Oh
sandwich,
wow.
dude.
Oh, that's the
Like,
the player, right? The Kemper player or whatever.
yeah, Kemper player, yeah. So,
Yeah.
like, I can take all my tones, and just throw them in here. I mean, there's no screen on it or anything, but, like, dude, you throw it in a backpack, I mean, the size of your hand,
You
it's
probably
crazy.
can access shit on your phone, like an app on your phone. Though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it throws out its own, Wi-Fi signal, so, like, if shit hits the fan or anything, you kinda plop it up on there, but, man, like, I don't even use my big Kemper anymore. I mean, I have the Kemper Stage, it's the bigger one
Yeah.
you put on the floor or whatever, but, man, it's just crazy what they're doing now. You can just get a good tone, like, from
Yeah.
anything. I feel like anything like that, but, like, I do feel the same way. I would want another tube amp, but, like, for what I'm doing, I can't do
Well,
it, just
yeah. For
hauling it
what?
around my gigs. I feel like yeah, from all my solo stuff, it makes no sense, but
Yeah. You don't really need that. I mean, it's just for this band. I wanted that punch on stage, so that's why I went back to it.
yeah. My buddy bought one of those newer EVH 5150s, the EL34s. It's like the kind of like the
Yeah.
gold looking EVH amp, like white, black, gold, whatever. But man, that thing sounds freaking good too. So I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah.
he's plugged. Yeah, I listened to that the other day. I'm just like, man, yeah, it makes me
I
want to get one, but I don't know. I don't know if I can justify it yet.
I had a EVH before I used Mesa Boogie in that split second band I told you about. I had one for like 3 or 4 years. The original, the white
Sure.
one with the
Yep,
6L6
that's what I
tubes.
had too.
Yep.
Yep, I had the 50-watt version, smaller one,
Yeah, the
the two
100.
by 12
Wow.
cab, I think.
Yeah, I used that for
Yeah, I
a
was like,
while. Before that, I used Marshalls. I always had problems with Marshalls where they had to have warranty work, but yeah, I just wanted something more modern. And then I went to the EVH, and then eventually I got tired of that, and I got a.
sure.
I started off with a little Mesa Mark 5 25 watt. It's sitting right behind the camera right now. That's what I practice through, and I've had that amp for like 8 years, and that's what I've used the last 8 10 years. I'm just used to that type of sound. They're real unforgiving amps, I'll say that. Kind of makes you a better
Okay.
player. You can't
Yeah.
get with a lot with them, but they react fast. They
Yeah.
have
I
they
mean,
don't have
it can
that
be good and
sag.
bad, I guess.
Yeah, but
Are
yeah,
you oh, yeah, what else you been doing besides music stuff? I know I saw you guys were in what Disney World, Florida?
yeah. So we went and obviously Jessica's a WWE wrestler, so we went and visited her. She just bought a house like 3 months ago, so she wanted us to come for Christmas, so we did, and the weather was great. It was 77 sunny every day. We went to Disney World one day, Universal the other. Me and Bryce took her Jeep and drove down to Cocoa Beach one day. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, it was cool. She's got a nice house there. She's doing really well. So that was cool.
No, that's really cool to see too. Yeah, for those who don't know, Jimmy's daughter here is a WWE superstar and yeah, kicking ass. Yeah, that is crazy, man. That is insane. I'm super happy for her. She's yeah. I couldn't imagine like just wrestling in front of all those people. I feel like I'd do something so stupid or get on the mic and say something really stupid. And she took your wife's name, right? Tiffany?
Yeah.
Tiffany
Yeah, she was
Stratton.
picking around a few different names and then she went with that. And she's kind of introverted by nature too, but she really developed her mic skills, which continue to develop, and she gets better and better at it. So that's kind of cool to see.
And she was a gymnast, right? At first? Is that how she kind
Yes,
of started getting into all this stuff?
yeah, ever since she was like probably 7 or 8 years old, and she was really intense with it. So she was always in great shape, and she did CrossFit for a while. She entered a bodybuilding competition before. This was all before she went down there to start wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, she got to meet a lot of cool guys too doing that, right? I think like Triple H and a bunch of
Oh yeah,
random
that's her
dudes.
boss. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
She
yeah, I
sees them.
suppose. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's running that thing now. That's right.
So
Have you
where
got
she
to meet any of
started,
those guys as well?
um, yeah, she took us backstage when we were in Canada for Money in the Bank like a year and a half ago, and all those guys were back there. L.A. Knight, Randy Orton, Jacob Fatu. A lot of those girls are back there. I've met a lot of them. It's really cool to meet those people that you see on TV, and then you saw how the production worked backstage too. Man, it's a big production. I mean, they go from city to city every week. You got SmackDown and you got Monday Night Raw. So she's been on a bit of a break. She's not on SmackDown
Sure.
anymore. Starting this year, she's going to be on Monday Night Raw from now on.
Oh, really? Okay. Is
So
there
she,
a do a lot of those guys just kind of flip flop back and forth? I mean, because
uh,
does are they owned by the same? I mean, it's all under the WWE name, right? And
yeah,
there's
yeah, it's all
SmackDown and Raw.
WWE. Yep. Sometimes they do, but generally they keep one group over there, one group on on one Mondays and one on Fridays, and then they own NXT too, which is where she started, which is where they develop wrestlers, and that was Shawn Michaels that runs that. So that was like her boss for a couple of years. And I
Man,
say,
someone's selling your daughter's picture on eBay?
oh yeah, you'll see a lot of that.
Oh, Jesus. How does that make you feel as a dad? Does it make you feel goofy sometimes?
I don't ever I try not to look at it. It's you but yeah,
No,
there's
I
a
do. I feel
shit
there's
that
got to be a
comes on
lot of
my
weirdos.
Facebook feed too, and then I don't know, I just try not to take it all with a grain of salt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I can imagine, feel where you're coming from.
You know?
Oh, that's cool. And then, yeah, Bryce is he still down with you guys? I know he's been doing his financial stuff. He's still lifting and all that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's upstairs right now. Yeah, he's still here. He went with us down to Florida and yeah, he's real busy too. Still lifting
Yeah,
all the time.
used to play some games with them here and there too. And yeah, it is fun. Like, yeah, you guys are all super jacked over there. I feel like both your kids can kick my ass and like with like one hand. Yeah, that's awesome. I suppose a lot of guys like dating your daughter would probably have to be a little nervous. I feel you'd have to be a pretty big guy.
Well, she's dating some big guys too. So she was dating um Ludwig Kaiser for a while, who was that German wrestler who was on SmackDown. Now she has a new boyfriend. He's in NXT right now. He's a big dude too. Is almost as tall as me. We went to Disney World with him. He was an Olympic judo competitor, and now he's just getting into
Oh,
wrestling.
really?
Yeah, he grew up in Egypt, and then he grew up. Then they moved to Canada, and he grew up in Canada too. Super nice guy. He's Egyptian though.
Damn, that's insane. I suppose she meets a lot of cool people.
Oh
I mean, you
yeah,
could
I
go try
mean,
traveling everywhere and
yeah, I mean, a lot of those wrestlers in WWE are from all over the world. You have people from Europe, Mexico, everywhere, Canada. And a good deal of them are from Minnesota too, or have been from Minnesota.
right. I know my dad used to work out with Paul Ellering of like the Road
Right.
Warriors back in the
Yep.
day, and he'd work out at his gym, and because my dad was a power lifter too, and he'd just kind of those guys would go to the meets and stuff. And I remember I was playing at Psycho Susie's a lot 2 or 3 years ago in Northeast Minneapolis, and I can't remember what place it used to be, Miss B's or something like that. But I know all those WWF guys used to hang out there. Like Hulk Hogan's band would be there, and a lot of the guys were bouncers and stuff. They had their first jobs, and from what I
Yeah.
was reading, obviously I wasn't alive back then. But do you remember hang going there or like in that scene at all either?
No, I moved here. I didn't grow up here. I didn't move here until 1991 is when I moved here to go to music tech. I don't know if you know what
Oh,
that
okay.
is. It became McNally School of Music.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's why I moved here. I actually grew up in Wisconsin. So I moved here like a month before
Okay.
the Halloween storm. I'm sure you've heard of that, where we got
With
just
all the
nailed.
snow and stuff.
And I've been
Yeah.
here
We're in
since.
uh we're in Wisconsin. Did you grow up?
Kenosha. So it's way in the southeastern corner, like
Kenosha.
30
Okay.
miles south of Milwaukee, in between Milwaukee and Chicago.
That's where Kyle Rittenhouse is, right?
Yeah.
That's the only
Yeah.
reason why I know Kenosha. Kyle-
Yeah.
no, that's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, what are you doing currently as far as music goes? Just the Metallica thing, and do you got anything else in the plans for 2026 or anything you want to kind of promote, throw out?
No, pretty much just that. I get the itch to start working on like some original ideas. I got an interface and computer software. I just got to sit down and do that. I'd like to do some of that, just doing some instrumental original ideas.
Some and writing and yeah, I just started kind
Composers.
of getting into that too.
Yeah. You got to do some of that because there's a lot of people that can copy guitar players. I mean, you watch YouTube and sometimes it can be demoralizing because there's a lot of great players out there and playing stuff note for note that's cool and everything, but you do want to kind of leave your mark and do something original too.
Right. Yeah, a lot of music now. I feel like it's just very regurgitated, and it's
Yeah.
all like you throw on 93X, and the whole freaking 3 hours you listen to it all sounds half the same.
Yeah.
And but I mean, I guess you can say that about any genre. I mean, I guess a lot of people say that with thrash music and stuff, and like, oh, all those thrash bands they just play fast and they just growl or something. But whatever. But no, dude, that's cool. But yeah, to wrap things up, where can people find you? Facebook, you got website, right?
Yeah, you can
Metallica, I'm
find
guessing.
there's a Facebook page, Metallica. I'm also on Facebook, just my name. And then we're both the band and me are both on Instagram. There might even
Okay.
be a Twitter page too. But yeah, you can just find us there. We got the
And
two
is that
shows coming up.
is that the real is that the real one?
The one I'm
This
holding, I will
or can
show
you see
you
it?
the real one.
Are you showing? Are you holding it right there?
This is one I bought. So this, yeah, this is a real ESP, but this is one I bought. This is the real one, which Chris actually owns this. Supposedly
Sure.
this was used um, on the 98 load tour. And it, I believe him too, because I ran the serial number on it and it was built in 96. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Oh,
a
that's
trip.
sweet.
Yeah. So
How's that one play?
that's why I bought another one because I was a little nervous taking this out, because it's his
Well,
guitar.
I know. Well, right, and then like God only knows how much it's worth, too. And like, yeah, you put a big old ding in the headstock or something, just
Yeah. And then we were
mess it
talking
up.
about Jason Becker too. Carvin's always built Jason Becker guitars, so I always wanted to buy one. So you can
Yeah, I
see,
remember you did get that one.
yeah, Jason Becker yin yang guitar. It's kind of cool. You can see the inlays are little
Cecil,
yin
yeah,
yangs too, and it's a flame maple baked fingerboard. It's a great playing guitar, stainless steel frets.
man. Yeah, I do want to get like a high end guitar, like one of those, but the way I play and I kind of abuse my stuff, like I just tell myself anything under a grand I probably shouldn't get. Because
Yeah,
like
I hear you.
I've seen too many issues pop up.
I had to buy this thing too. This is one I bought last year. You can kind of see the color how it
Oh, that's
changes.
cool. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
It's a chameleon type of thing.
yeah, 70th Ameathis it's called. This is a 70 anniversary Fender Strat Ultra. It's got a baked, the whole neck is baked. You can see that. And it's a compound radius fretboard too. It's just a freaking great guitar. Not right for
Gotta look that
Metallica,
up because
but
it looks sweet.
gotta have a Strat,
Sure. No, that's kind of like luminescent type of deal. Amethyst, is that what it's called? The paint?
Yeah, Amethyst, yeah. And then my
Amethyst.
mom actually got me this one for my birthday. So this is another Kirk Hammett guitar. This one's pretty cool. Looks great on stage.
You said your mom bought that for your birthday?
Yeah, last year.
I'll have to show. Oh, okay. I'll have to show that this clip to my mom. Hopefully, I can get something like that for my birthday.
You know?
No, that's sweet. It's got the matching headstock too, color wise. So
Yeah.
that's sweet.
And then
No, dude, that's
this
awesome.
is one I bought. Playing Metallica gave me excuse to buy a Flying V, so I found a used one, 2000s, and then I just put the pickups in it that I wanted, and I had the neck plecked by Twin Town Guitars too, so this one plays great.
Sure, and that's Gibson, right?
Yeah, it's a real Gibson. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I'll probably get something nice like that down the road. But yeah, I just got my main guitar is a $600 Schecter Strat type of thing for all my gigs, and it gets by. If you're and I'm starting to fly some more too, and it's like I don't want to fly around with a $3,000 guitar,
No.
because I've seen horror stories. A headstock breaks off or something. It's just more
Oh
BS.
no.
But
You know. Well, I used to bring that
huh,
Ibanez to the jam all the time. I only paid $700
yeah,
for that. And it was great for you don't worry about it then. You're not freaking out about it.
right. You slap a sticker on that guy. You got that little
Yeah, I
nuclear
still got
thing
it.
on it,
Yeah.
right?
I haven't used it
No, yeah,
in a while, but the neck's a lot different than these ESPs. These ESPs play great too. This one I picked up over the summer. It's a 2001 model, but it's just in great shape. And it's got a different sound than another black one. It's brighter. It's got that crunch on the top end. So it just sounds and
sure,
plays great. It's just got that great crunchy sound to it. I don't know if it's the older
yeah,
ESP pickups because the purple one I showed you, it has a different variation of ESP pickups than this one.
sure, yeah. Are you do you throw a lot of this like different pickups or the same pickup in different guitars, or do you all kind of leave them stock how it is, or
No, I
what do you
usually,
kind of do with
well,
that?
it depends on how high end the guitar is. Like that Strat, I won't mess with that. But in my Les Pauls, I've changed the pickups. For this band, really, the ESP is the best pickup because it has such a quick response and it does the heavy things so good, and they're quiet too. So it is the right pickup for this band. But for other, the Ibanez was good, and I think we talked about the pickup because you had the same pickup. What was it called? The
Oh
full
yeah,
shirt.
the yeah, the full yeah, in my I-
Yeah.
yeah, full shred. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Seymour
That's
Duncan.
a great punchy pickup for rock.
Dude, I yeah, that thing's all stock too. It's got a jazz in the neck and then the full shred in the bridge and yeah,
Yeah.
everything I put that thing through is really good.
Yeah.
Just bright and clear or something. I don't know. I'm not a huge pickup tone nerd, but yeah, I got to play that one more. I don't know. I don't do a whole lot of 80s stuff anymore. It's a lot of the reggae and the surf guitar and
Yeah.
so I don't know. But
So you could probably what do you use a single coil type guitar then for a lot of that?
yeah, it's yep, yeah, it's just yeah, 3 single coils. It's Nick Johnson. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Or Nick Johnson, I think. Nick Johnston, Johnson. He's like a solo guitarist guy. But anyway, he has his own line of guitars and Schecter. He's a Schecter endorsed guy. But I was at a guitar center in Bloomington, and it was the only guitar I ever really picked up at a store, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like, what is this?" And it was like $600, something like that. And yeah, it's all noiseless, um, noiseless coils or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, thing plays great. I just looked it up online and found one for $150 cheaper because I'm a tight ass, and I bought that one. And yeah, I've been playing it ever since. Had it for like 4 or 5 years now, and yeah, it's like my favorite guitar. It's kind of like a Fender Strat, but it plays. It's the neck's a little thinner, and it's not glossed. It's just satin on the
Yeah.
back. And it's got locking tuners on it too. And yeah, everything's just stock. It sounds great. I don't know.
That's
I
great.
feel like you can kind of make, you know, I feel like any guitar you can get a good tone out of it if you know what you're doing with the other side of it, then the rest just comes playability. I mean, it doesn't play the best, but I mean, for what it is, it gets
Yeah.
by.
Yeah, just
But
how good it's set up too can really affect the playability. Like I said, I took that Gibson Flying V and it had some high spots on the frets, and I took it to Twin Town and they put it on that Plec machine. Man, I got it back, and ever since I got it back, the thing just plays great.
yeah, I feel like that can make or break it for me because like I've played guitars too that are a couple $1,000s and you play them, the strings are this high or
Yeah.
something. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna put this guide back down. I don't even want to touch it. But no, dude, no, that's no, it seems like you guys are busy and stuff. That's good. How many shows are you guys looking for in 2026? You guys looking for like 50 shows or something?
I don't know if we'll be able to do that many. It's kind of we're in the process of getting a new bass player too. We got a guy that was going to play the next two shows with us. We'll have to see how it goes. So our bass player
Sure.
quit like all of a sudden. And Aaron, the drummer, he's kind of busy with some of his other bands. So we'll have to see what happens. We were with an agency for a while, and that's how we got that Medina show last year. But then that agency merged with a bigger one and we ended up getting dropped. So at the moment we're just booking
Oh
our own
man.
shows. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean
I've
we got
I've never had good luck with agencies. I don't
no,
know.
it's always a pain in the ass, yeah.
I mean, I've always booked my own stuff, and I'd like to. I want to go down to Florida or something, play for like a week, and book
Yeah,
like a mini tour thing. But it's so hard to book things in a row. You almost kind of need a guy for that. But
right.
yeah, I don't know. I'm all these local stuff. It does kind of piss me off sometimes because sometimes one booking agent will have 60 different places in their pocket, and
Mhm.
you're kind of screwed if they don't like you.
Exactly.
Whatever. But I don't know. Keep doing you, I guess.
Yep,
Figure it
yep,
out.
exactly, yep.
But no, man. Yeah, to wrap things up. Yeah, thanks, Jimmy, hopping
Yeah,
on. And I'll throw this will probably come out in a couple weeks.
okay.
And but yeah, dude, thanks for doing this and appreciate you. I gotta come see a show sometime too. It always sucks that everyone's so damn busy and everyone's in different bands and everyone's playing
Yeah,
every damn weekend and
yep.
it's hard to get out.
Oh, yeah. Gotta rest
But
too, man.
maybe I know. Well, I know. It's yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, I'll have to try to get the brewery down by you guys again, or one of those bars on the lakes or something like that, and
Yeah, that'd be
go
cool.
from
You ever
there.
play did you
But
ever play at, there's a place called Charlie's in Prior Lake. Did you ever
nope,
try
never
playing there?
have.
I don't know if
I
they have
try to.
music.
I've sent them emails, but
Okay. Yeah, that would be cool, and
it's
then,
all.
it's like a band shell in Lakefront Park too, where sometimes they have music too. That
Well,
would
if you
be
got
cool.
any
That'd be
connections,
someplace. Yeah.
if you
See
got
what,
any connections, hook a brother up.
yeah, I'll see if I know anybody, but yeah, that'd be a cool place to play too. They have that annual, Lakefront Music Fest too.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I forgot. That's a big one by you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a big
last
one.
year, because of company I work for, I get free tickets last year. I think it was Pat Benatar, and then the year before that I think it was it Sammy Hagar? Or that was might have been 2 years ago. That was really cool to see that because, Michael Anthony on bass, and then he had Jason Bonham on drums. That was really cool.
Yeah, I do remember seeing ads for that too. That's a big yeah, it's a big deal. Now they're building that other amphitheater down in Shakopee kind of by you guys too.
Oh,
That's gonna
that's
be
a
huge,
trip.
dude.
Yeah. I heard,
That's gonna be.
Megadeth, Iron Maiden, and Anthrax are coming together next September to
Yeah,
that
I
place.
saw that. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to go to that. Check it
Yeah.
out. Tickets are probably gonna be up the ass, but oh well. It's just money,
Yeah,
make
it's
more, right?
expensive nowadays.
But yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for doing this
Yeah,
again.
no
And
problem.
yeah, I'll have to keep in touch and
Yes,
yeah,
for
go
sure,
from
man.
there. So thank you.
All
And
right, brother.
yeah, we'll chat later.
All right, take
All
care,
right.
brother.
Have a good one, man. See ya.
You too.